So good afternoon, SEC family. Thanks for joining us for a few minutes. I know you've been spending some time watching YouTube videos on how to cut your own hair and trying to figure out how to set up your kids' school Zoom meetings. So thanks for joining us. I'm Andrew, and this is my wife, Kendra. And we have some kids, don't we?
Yeah, we have 3 kids. They are 12, 10, and 8. And we have been going to SEC for 13 years. And we serve in the nursery here.
Today, we'd like to take a couple minutes to talk to you about being intentional in giving your time to your spouse. Now, I've always enjoyed reading from the Proverbs. The practical wisdom that's there is just really familiar and comfortable and useful for me. I'd like to read a couple verses from Proverbs chapter 3, verses 3 and 4. Let not steadfast love and faithfulness forsake you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart, so you will find favor and good success in the sight of God and man. Now, I had a friend tell me a while back that the most giving and loving thing that you can give to somebody is your time. And I want to talk to you a little bit about giving your time to your spouse and being intentional about that. Now, even today, when we're spending a lot of time at home, there are definitely some challenges in giving your time to your spouse. But in regular life, there are so many things that go on, kids' sports and work and family events. There are a lot of things that get in the way of spending time with your spouse. Now, for our family, one of the challenges that we've had over the years is my work schedule. I've done shift work for quite a few years now. I work swing shift with rotating days off, and that's really put a challenge, given us a challenge in being intentional about spending time together. Just Kendra and I being able to speak and catch up and know what's going on in each other's lives. How has my work schedule affected you and how you interact with our family and spending time together with us?
Yeah, so Andy has worked swing shift for most of our marriage. We've been married 17 years this month, and swing shift means he's home in the morning, but he goes to work for afternoon, evening, and bedtime. So since this shift is different than a lot of other families, I've had to be careful to actually make sure I'm home in the morning to see Andy. When our kids were preschoolers, mornings are the time all the mommies get together for play dates. All the daddies are at work, and all the mommies get together to talk. And so I had learned to be careful just to make sure that I said no to things and was home in the morning. Also, the last few years, I've had a lot of opportunities to serve and volunteer at school, at church, and other places. And I love to sign up for things. I love to do things. I love to go places. I love to help. And so I've had to learn, and am still learning, to say no to things, even good things, so that I make sure I'm home when Andy's home so that we see each other. And that's been a challenge. We've also had to be careful in what we sign our kids up for. I also love to sign our kids up for things and just limit their activities so we have time together.
So that's one of our challenges. You know, your challenges might be a little different than some of the things that we've talked about. But so we talked a little bit about challenges we've had. We want to share some ideas that we have had to be intentional in spending time with each other. We try to carve out some time on my days off in the afternoon where Kendra and I can just have some time to talk and catch up and just spend time together, enjoy each other. How do we do that?
So we have a thing in our house called rest time, where the kids used to nap in the afternoon. And a long time ago, we had a couple give us advice before we had kids that to continue that nap time. So instead of napping, they just rest in their room. They can play, they can read, they can do what they'd like by themselves. And that gives Andy and I time to talk. As you know, if you have kids at home, even if you have a lot of time together, you really can't talk. So this gives us some uninterrupted conversation time.
Yeah, it's a nice time. It's a planned thing that we expect, the kids expect. It's easy for us to do. We have a cup of coffee during that time when we're chatting. Coffee makes everything better. So it's something that we look forward to pretty much every day that I'm off. So we hope these ideas are helpful for you. Thanks for taking the time to join us and listen to this. We miss you, and we look forward to seeing you again soon here at church.